Word on the street is that J-Lo and Ben Affleck are splitting up their $60 million mansion, and get this, there's no prenup. That's right, this breakup isn't just about broken hearts, it's about some serious cash. But hold on to your hats, because that's just the beginning of this celebrity drama roller coaster. Let's dive into the mess that's become J-Lo's love life, shall we? It seems like Jenny from the block might be hiding a darker side, and her exes are ready to spill all the tea. We're talking Marc Anthony, A-Rod, and even her first hubby, Johnny Noah. They're all pointing fingers and dropping some major truth bombs about what really goes down behind closed doors. First up, let's talk about Marc Anthony. You know, J-Lo's ex-husband and father of her twins. Well, honey, he is not happy with how things are going down in J-Lo's love life. And can you blame him? The poor guy's trying to raise kids in the middle of all this Hollywood drama.
I see they've gone through some and it's hard. I really can second guess it a lot. It breaks my heart where I'm like, this shit would never happen if, I wasn't in this life.
And how it happens, it happened in Miami, in a friend of mine's home, which he allowed me to have the wedding, beautiful home by the canal. And it was in Miami, and we had like 250 people, like her family, my family, some friends. It was crazy. It was a beautiful wedding, it was outside, beautiful ceremony. She looked, stunning. I looked stunning. And it was good. It was hot because it was in February, and it was like in the middle of the summer, pretty much in Miami. And it was amazing. We started at 2 o'clock, I believe, and it ended until like 5 o'clock in the morning. Paparazzi, they were there, trying to take pictures, filming, over the fence. I mean, it was a great experience. It was happy, it was sad, because you can see her like tears, when she was getting married. I cried because I couldn't believe it. I was totally in love. We were totally in love.
But head down to the comments and let me know which of the two clips you feel he's talking about someone that he has respect for, that he looks up to, and which one he's talking about someone where he doesn't really have that same amount of respect.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. After months of speculation, the pair are calling it quits.
Now, sources say Marc's been watching J-Lo's relationship roller coaster with a mix of frustration and concern. It's not just about her jumping from one high-profile romance to another. No, honey, it's about how all this attention is affecting their kids. Imagine being a teenager and seeing your mom's love life splashed across every tabloid and gossip site. Not exactly easy, right? But here's where it gets real. Marc apparently reached his breaking point with J-Lo's latest reunion with Ben Affleck. Remember when Bennifer 2.0 hit the scene? Everyone was all hearts and flowers, but Marc was seeing red flags.
You understand what I'm saying? And they're used to me traveling and Jennifer traveling, and we Skype all the time, and trying to maintain that presence. They're still young, you know what I mean?
Do you love Jennifer?
I'll always love Jennifer. Yeah. I always love Jennifer. She knows it.
Now let's rewind a bit. For 7 years, Marc and Jennifer were the ultimate Hollywood power couple. But 6 weeks ago, they shocked everyone by announcing their divorce. Marc's been escaping his reality by hitting the road on his new motorcycle, which he calls his little retreat. The real reason behind the breakup? Marc says it's simple. Their marriage just wasn't working anymore. They both saw it coming, so it wasn't some big shock. But the toughest part? Explaining it to their twins, Max and Emmy. Marc's still going to be their dad, no matter what. And they're used to him and Jennifer being on the go, so they're handling it as best as they can.
It's not the end of that. This is not a funeral, this is not a burial, this is not, you understand, this is just two people who came together and just realized, you understand what I'm saying, that it wasn't sustainable the way it was, and that's that.
But it wasn't one thing, it wasn't American Idol, it wasn't her working out there, it wasn't...
I think anybody will tell you, how I supported her, from day one.
Now, Marc's worried that all this back and forth is messing with the kids' sense of stability. And let's be real, kids need stability like fish need water. You might be thinking, but don't Marc and J-Lo have this whole co-parenting thing figured out? Well, guess what? This Bennifer situation is putting some serious strain on that relationship. It's like trying to keep a house of cards standing in a windstorm. Marc's reportedly feeling like J-Lo's prioritizing her love life over the kids' well-being, and that's causing some major tension between the exes. This drama isn't just contained in their personal lives, nope, it's spilling over into J-Lo's career too. Get this, J-Lo's been working on this big project called The Greatest Love Story Never Told, but it might end up being the greatest disaster story ever told if things keep going this way. Why? Because apparently J-Lo is having a hard time getting other celebs to work with her on it. The biggest blow? Anthony Ramos, the rising star from In the Heights, reportedly turned down a role in J-Lo's project. Now that's gotta sting. But here's the kicker. Rumor has it that Ramos cited J-Lo's relationship with Marc as the reason for passing. This rejection led to a heated conversation between J-Lo and Marc. Can you imagine that phone call? Now let's talk about A-Rod. Remember him? J-Lo's ex-fiance, the baseball star? Well, he's not just sitting on the sidelines watching this Bennifer drama unfold. Nope, he's got some thoughts, and they're not exactly warm and fuzzy. Word on the street is A-Rod's feeling pretty salty about how things went down with J-Lo. Can you blame him? One minute he's planning a wedding, the next he's watching J-Lo reunite with her ex on every magazine cover? That's got to sting. But here's where it gets interesting. Sources close to A-Rod are saying he thinks J-Lo might have played Ben. Yeah, you heard that right. A-Rod reportedly believes J-Lo took advantage of Ben's feelings. It's like he's saying, been there, done that. Think about it. A-Rod was with J-Lo for years. He knows her better than most. So when he's hinting that she might not be as invested in this relationship as Ben is, people are listening. Is A-Rod onto something, or is this just a case of sour grapes? A-Rod's not just talking to his buddies about this. He's taking it to social media. After J-Lo filed for divorce from Ben, A-Rod posted something that got everyone talking. He shared this cryptic message. You either go one way or the other. You might as well be the one deciding the direction. Now, he didn't mention J-Lo by name, but come on. The timing, the wording, it's pretty clear who he's talking about. Sources are saying A-Rod's not just watching this drama unfold, he's enjoying it. Yeah, you read that right. One insider even said A-Rod feels like karma had done her job. Ouch, that's some serious shade. It's like A-Rod sitting back, grabbing the popcorn, and watching J-Lo's love life implode. Is it petty? Maybe. But can you really blame the guy? He went from planning a future with J-Lo to watching her jump back into Ben's arms faster than you can say Jenny from the block. And get this. A-Rod reportedly described the time after his breakup with J-Lo as the worst year of his life. But why is A-Rod so convinced that J-Lo's not being genuine with Ben? Well, it might have something to do with how quickly she moved on. A-Rod's perspective on all this drama is pretty interesting. He's painting a picture of J-Lo as someone who jumps from relationship to relationship, always looking for the next big thing. And let's not forget Ojani Noah, J-Lo's first husband. He's been spilling some serious tea lately, saying J-Lo only truly loves one person, herself. Ouch, that's a pretty harsh claim, right? But wait, it gets even juicier. Ojani's been quoted saying, "She went from Jen to being J-Lo, this big business bringing in millions." He didn't hold back. Ojani was never really sold on their picture-perfect marriage. He said, "I wish her and Ben the best, but I'm not convinced it will last." He continued, "I think she's someone who will be married 7 or 8 times. I can't see her ever settling down with one person. She pushes herself to constantly go forward in her professional life, which is why she's had a 3-decade career, but she also moves on in her private life." Speaking of splitting things, let's talk about that $60 million mansion they bought together. You know, the one that's probably got more bathrooms than your entire neighborhood? Yeah, that's up for grabs now. They'd already put it on the market before filing for divorce, which kind of makes you wonder if they saw this coming. Now here's where it gets really wild. J-Lo decided to file for divorce without a lawyer. That's right, she's going pro-per, as they say in legal speak. But seriously, this move has got everyone scratching their heads. Is J-Lo in such a hurry to move on that she's willing to risk millions? Or does she think she's got this in the bag? Either way, it's a bold move. And get this, J-Lo's waiving spousal support for both of them. Now, some might call that admirable, but others are wondering what's really going on. Is she trying to make a clean break? Word on the street is that J-Lo and Ben have been in intense negotiations for months. Apparently, their communication has gotten so bad, it's like they're speaking different languages. Maybe that's why J-Lo decided to go lawyer-free. She figured she couldn't do any worse on her own. But here's the thing. Without a prenup and with all these shared assets, this divorce could get ugly. Legal experts are already predicting it'll be a complicated mess. There's been chatter that J-Lo was so desperate to lock things down with Ben that she refused a prenup. That's how hard she was trying to prove that this time it was for real. And now, rumor has it, Ben's slowing down the divorce because he's looking to cash in. He might be coming for half of everything she's made while they were together. But was there a deeper agenda here? Were they in it just for the money? Let's be honest, Jennifer doesn't need any of Ben's chump change. These two first crossed paths over 2 decades ago, and even though they hit pause on their love story in 2004, they came back with a bang in 2021. Fast forward to 2022, and Bennifer 2.0 finally tied the knot. Now, J-Lo's about to drop her 9th album, and who's her biggest cheerleader? Yep, you guessed it. Ben, who's standing by her side, waving those pom-poms high. This isn't just about the music, though. This power duo has a combined net worth that's making our heads spin. Think over $500 million. But don't get it twisted, J-Lo's definitely carrying the heavier financial load in this relationship. So let's talk numbers. Together, J-Lo and Ben are worth around $640 million. That's some serious bank. And it's not just from their movies and music. We're talking luxury properties and brand deals galore. But here's the kicker. J-Lo owns a whopping 70% of that fortune. She's sitting pretty on $450 million, all thanks to her global domination in the music and film industry. We're talking about over 80 million records sold, with her On the Six tour raking in a cool 765K and her Dance Again World Tour pulling in over 50 million. She's not just breaking records, she's shattering them. And then there's her paycheck. J-Lo isn't just about the art, she's got the business side on lock. She usually bags around $9 million per film, and just to give you some perspective, she got $1 million for her breakout role in Selena. Oh, and when she's not on the big screen, she's killing it as a judge on American Idol, pulling in a sweet $2 million per season. Now let's switch gears to Ben. Compared to J-Lo, Ben's fortune is a little more modest, hovering between $150 million and $190 million, but don't sleep on him, he still has some serious cash flow. His property near Savannah, where they got hitched, is worth over $7 million. And together, they've splurged on a $64 million mansion. We're talking 8 bedrooms, 11 baths, and a jaw-dropping 16,000 square feet of pure luxury on a 1.13-acre compound. As for his income, Ben pulls in around $22 to $24 million annually, mostly from his work as a filmmaker, actor, and brand endorser. His movie paychecks range from $12 million to $15 million, and just to flex a little, his earnings from playing Batman in 2014 alone were worth $35 million, but that's before you count his gambling debts. Fans have their theories. Some are saying maybe that's why she canceled that tour. She saw the writing on the wall and knew she would have to split that money. Another wrote, "He planned this. Rushed to the altar without a prenup, let her buy the house, and now he's going to ring her out. And instead of a clean end to the relationship, he's been stringing her along for months with the hope they might reconcile. He's disgusting." But let's not forget, this isn't just about J-Lo and Ben. There's the whole public image thing. J-Lo's been through more high-profile breakups than most of us have had hot dinners. Is this going to be the one that finally tarnishes her Golden Girl image? Or will she somehow spin this into another comeback story? You know how they say history repeats itself? Well, J-Lo's romantic history is practically on loop. Think about it. From Ojani Noah to Ben Affleck, twice if you're keeping count. J-Lo's been jumping from one high-profile relationship to another. But here's the thing, it's not just about J-Lo anymore. Her exes are speaking up, and they're painting a picture that's not exactly flattering. Marc Anthony, A-Rod, and even Ojani Noah are all singing the same tune, and it's not Love Don't Cost a Thing. Now, we're not saying J-Lo's some kind of villain here, especially when you're in the public eye. But when you've got 3 exes all saying similar things, well, that's when you start to wonder if there's something to it. But some fans are blaming Ben for being 1 foot out the door their whole marriage. One even said, "Why are people acting like Ben Affleck is a catch? He's a cheating, gambling alcoholic. The bar is in hell." So what's next for J-Lo? Looks like our girl's got some serious thinking to do. Her exes are spilling tea left and right, and it's not exactly sweet. From Marc to A-Rod to Ojani, they're all singing the same tune. J-Lo's got commitment issues. But here's the thing, can J-Lo bounce back from this? Her image is taking a hit, and folks are starting to wonder if there's more to her than just glitz and glamour. Plus, with her career on the line, she might need to do some damage control. And what about her love life? Will she ever settle down? Or is she destined to keep playing musical chairs with Hollywood's hottest? Maybe it's time for J-Lo to take a good hard look in the mirror. Is this just who she is? Or can Jenny from the block change her ways? Drop your thoughts in the comments, loves. And don't forget to catch the next video. Things are heating up and you won't want to miss it. Until next time, goodbye.